That's not a good start.
Somebody forgot to tighten that.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just witnessed history.
How about that?
So if you see how this bent, there's bad NGK plugs out there, so don't know if they're from China, don't know what the deal is, but like when that bends over like that when you're trying to gap it, then that is a bad plug. So because that material is not very strong, if you get a good one, I mean this is an old one, but when you gap that, it should bend here straight over, so you can see where the difference in how those look as far as pushing down like right there versus just flopping down right in the middle of it. But so there's a bunch of them out there that do the same thing. No, that
It seemed like it did the same thing. I don't know. Seems weird.
Take one out of a different box.
So they're even a different color.
Yeah, that's, you can really, when you have them compared them, you can almost tell the bad one.
Yeah, so like this one's kind of, I don't want to say shaped like a J, but it kind of has a weird bend where this one kind of did a flat to it. And this one's junk. This one's the good, and look at the color difference too. So that could be it too, the material. See the difference in the color?
Yeah, that's not always the telltale sign, but
this is the good one.
Yep.
Stayed flatter as
right,
it bent.
It bent where it attaches to the outside, not right in the middle of
right
it.
at the top. Okay.
Alright, it is Thursday, so we need to leave tomorrow. So it is working on getting stuff done, but last night when was kicking on the intercooler for the boost controller, because working on the new boost controller, realized the intercooler tank wasn't coming on. Trace everything back, power there, and literally, like, that's, I guess, how old this car is that the terminals inside the tank had broke off, so the pump was not running because the wires weren't hooked up to it. So Bob made this purchase because he said this would be a perfect thing for us, and the Durango, we ended up not using it. So the good thing is we were able to get the connectors off of that and put that on here to then get that intercooler going. So Bob did also, which you'll probably see a cool video about here, Bob did a time lapse of changing from the strange rear brakes to the TBMs. He also did you do a video on the front one too, Bobby?
Yes, sir.
So he also has his time lapse on there. So so contrary to popular belief, Doug did a post and said, look at the video Tom did. It was Bob's video. So just want to set the record straight. That was Bobby's video. But so we did get that set. So we got the TBMs front and rear now, so that should be good.
They do look
Bob worked
sweet.
on, yeah, they look cool, like especially on rims where you see through them.
Right, yeah, that does look sweet.
And then what, remounted the coils because they've been hanging off for.
Oh yeah, here you can. Here's your. So That's what was holding it in before. So it wasn't doing a very good job.
It was semi-held in.
It was. They had one more in the middle that was still good, and I don't even know where that went. Oh, it's right there on the floor. It fell under the car.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, then here's the other routed foot. So that's where we're at, talking to Mylan, because we're going to see about trying to make it down there to test this afternoon. So I haven't fired it yet, but once we get this stuff done, get some fuel in it, check for leaks, make sure it still starts and runs,
and you got new skins all the way around.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, that's part of the reason why we want to get to the track today, because I mean, we did the old tires. They can donate them to the shop. I'm sure those are going on somebody else's car because they look brand new.
That's what I kind of thought too.
And you paid them $9 for them to have tires that they can use.
I paid them $9 so that we don't have to have more tires. You should take a little tour outside. I think we have
a tire store.
I think we have 100 tires.
We have a tire warehouse in the
that are all used and you cannot put on another car ever. But for some reason, we still have them.
But the Mickeys on the front were just out of date, so so we did get new ones just because at 230 plus miles an hour, figured might as well have tires that are in date. So we did that. Then we do have two. Bob did what you. Bob had his buddy make the adapters so that we can run the mudders off of 2.0 on there. I know Bob talked about that in the last video, but we are hoping to test, if we get to the track, test two different tires today. So we do have the new Mickey Thompson DOTs, which are the ones we run on the Durango, 34 inches tall, and we have the new Goodyear test compound. Actually, both these are beta tires, so you can't buy these tires yet. So, but depending on how they do, they will go for sale, like to the general public after we get done. So, but so you have those that have a DOT stamp. We're hoping to possibly run those, but we have the ones that are 2.0 that we've tested on 2.0. Problem is, those are 36s. The biggest tire that was ever on here was a 34.5. So we do know that we gained with the old to the 90-degree brackets from the 110-degree brackets. We know we gained a little bit of space back here. So we're hoping to see if the 36s fit. But so there's our street tire for drag week. We're not sure which one of those is going to be our race tire. And I did do the hubs and everything for this because I did used to drive on tires like that on the street, been caught in the rain too many times. So in the last video with the last time that I had this car in a drag and drive event, I said that I won't do that again. I'm not going to drive in the rain on slicks anymore. So I did go true to that in 2.0 because we had the mudders, and now 1.0 is outfitted with the same set. See, Bobby, there you go. Like,
and it has never rained, so you've never even got to try them out.
I know,
that sucks.
But look at this. We are using the same set of tires for two vehicles, so that's helping to conserve space, right?
Right.
Otherwise, we'd have another set of rims, another set of tires,
another set of mudders.
So instead, we just have different hubs.
Right.
So
another set of sweet wheel spacers.
So that is where we are with prep. Greg should be here shortly, and then whatever, work on getting this fired up, and then, like I said, hopefully we can get out to the track and do some testing today. But we'll take you through the rest of it.
Somebody forgot to tighten that. No, that's not good. Houston, we have a small problem. The brackets are done. Tom's other setup had some really janky ass spacers and all this crap to put the wheelie bars on. So I machined up some nice spacers, thick wall that will weld to the inside here. So all he does is brings the wheelie bars in, puts the bolt in, and done, instead of dealing with a bunch of loose spacers and losing them and keeping track of all that shit. I think the top is good. There's no weird spacers for that, so just trying to simplify the whole system. But I think on this car, maybe both of his cars, takes them off to drive from one place to the other. Some people leave them on. I think he pulls them off, puts them on the trailer, so instead of having to keep track of all these weird little spacers, they'll just be mounted to it, because even the shocks had them, so I made some and welded them in. Much easier process.
Did you even turn the pump on or just pour fuel in? Oh, he's all the way in the back, but. And it's the one that Aiden said that there's something wrong, and he ended up getting the fitting on there. Well, obviously it is not on there. So this was with no pump, just pouring fuel in, Bobby?
Yeah, that was nothing but started to fill the tank.
How much did you pour in?
Well, that was pretty full, so probably 2/3 of it, and then I noticed it covered in the ground.
So you pulled an Aiden.
No, that is an Aiden.
Bob put fuel in the tank and it came right out.
Out of where?
Your very first fitting.
Out of what?
Right on the back of the tank.
Fucking pouring out.
I told you that fitting was stupid like fuck. I'm telling you, it's stripped.
I already called what you're saying.
So what is it?
Well, Greg muscled it on there. I attempted it when it was just pouring out like crazy, and it was tight. You saw me do it, and it didn't budge, and then it got to where it had slowed down, and then Greg got in there and gave it the old.
He said because the threads were a little messed up.
I'm not, and I can't see my side. You have to see both.
You're under yours, so come back out. There you go. Jeez.
This front end is not user friendly.
That is not user friendly.
Alright guys, so we got 1.0 loaded, so we are heading to Milan to hopefully get some testing finally before we leave. But remember, right now, go buy a 1.0 shirt on the merch site. Go get this shirt, and then you don't have to do anything. You're going to get the same size shirt in your order of the Drag and Drive shirt. So support 1.0 coming back, making its debut after a 5-year hiatus from Drag Week, and we're going to reward you with a Drag and Drive shirt to go along with it. So thanks for watching, guys, and hey, more updates coming once we get mosquitoes are already out. Not looking good. So we'll update you from the track. Thanks, guys.